Growing up, there was a certain joy that came with Saturday morning. Not because I didn't have to go to school or I could sleep a little later, which I enjoyed, but mainly because of the cartoons. I feel like I grew up in the golden age of Saturday morning cartoons with the Justice League, Captain Caveman, and one of my favorites, Dynamite, Dog Wonder, starring the Blue Falcon. Blue Falcon also made a cameo on another one of my favorite cartoons, Scooby-Doo. Where is all this going? Well, I was recently having a conversation with someone to which we were recounting times where you hear somebody saying something and you know they're just regurgitating what they heard somebody else say. Kids do this all the time, but so do adults, and it's not always a good thing. In our minds, we're like, I hear what you are saying, but I know where that has really come from and who's really saying it. My friend made the comparison of that scenario to the end of each Scooby-Doo episode where Velma or Fred or one of the kids would take the mask off the ghost or monster and reveal the face of the person really behind all the trouble. Oh, Mr. Johnson, or whoever. In a much more spiritual manner, there are often layers of mask we have to work through in our own lives and in the lives of others when we communicate. I think it starts with being a good listener. Christians should be good listeners. The Bible instructs us to be so. For one reason, it is impossible to empathize with people or try to even understand them or love them if we never really listen to them. Just as important is the need to be discerning enough to listen and hear what is really being said or not said, and then respond accordingly. On a macro level, we need to remember what Ephesians 6:12 says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." When you take the mask off of any dissenting, divisive, or destructive dialogue, the Apostle Paul tells us we see the same thing again and again, the forces of darkness. When what is being said is full of envy or selfish ambition, as James 3 warns us of, remember who is under the mask. Even when someone directs their hurtful verbal attack at you, it's important, vital as a Christian, to remember who's under the mask. The biblical approach to our relational struggle here on earth helps us to not lash out at people as though they were the real enemy, but it also reminds us that our battle will not be won by natural means. Our prayer might be something like this: Lord, I need your grace right now. I need your patience right now. I need your wisdom right now. I need your mercy and love operating through me right now. Prayer is one of our spiritual weapons of warfare, praying without ceasing. This doesn't mean in the practical that people get a pass and we never correct words or behavior that's unbecoming of a believer of Jesus Christ. But it does mean we know where the conflict, the lie, the accusation, or just the meanness is coming from. And when we know who's behind the mask, we can lovingly respond to the person who is in front of us. I liken taking the mask off of someone's detrimental, divisive, or hurtful words to shining light into the darkness. Jesus lovingly unmasked every false word, every thought, and every false action to reveal a heart that needed healing. That's our goal too. Our desire should be to see people around us healed and whole. I want to encourage you to listen with the ears of the Holy Spirit in order to unmask and defeat the real enemy. We may just solve a bigger problem than we realized by helping someone find help and healing in Jesus Christ.